Hello guys, it's your boy Anomaly from Sweden, and in today's video I'm going to be talking about my biggest skin else. What this means is, as you probably know, I buy, trade and sell a lot of skins, and obviously on quite a lot of them I try to profit because I try to buy them for a good price and sell them for a good price, but sometimes, as with any sort of a pawn shop business, that's not always the case.
I'm Rick Harrison, and this is my
pawn shop. Now, what I've done is I've looked through my sales history on all the sites that I use, I've looked at the buy history of skins that I've bought, and I've figured out which skins I've sold for a big loss. Now, this of course isn't all of the skins that I've sold for a loss, because that would be a very long video. This is only the skins that I've bought pretty recently and then sold at a loss, and these are the ones that I could find. You know, there's probably 10, 20, 30 times as many, but these were just the ones that I could find for this video. But before we get into that, I would like to thank today's sponsor, which is Scope.gg. Now, Scope.gg is a site for keeping track of your CSGO stats, your progress, and mistakes you've done, and it works with both matchmaking and FACEIT. You can check demos and all kinds of details about any single match in both FACEIT and matchmaking. They also have Grenade Predictions, which is an insanely useful tool to help you learn grenade lineups, and they've got videos showing how every single nade is thrown. They also got a tactical board where you can set up detailed strats, and a premium subscription with benefits like storing unlimited matches, teammate search, uploading demo files, and tracking all-time progress and more. And this is Anomaly from the future. I actually forgot to mention they have pre-match analytics, meaning that you can see full information about the enemy teams, such as their favorite position, their KD ratio, etc. Very cool. So thank you, Scope, for sponsoring, and remember, be better with Scope.gg. So, I've made a little list here, like I said, a little spreadsheet of the skins, which are some of the ones I've lost the most money on. I've also got each individual inspect link, which is their code, to really bring out the PTSD of me losing money. First skin in my list is this AK-47 Wild Lotus. I remember I bought this one right as it was released. Now, at this point, that was a few years ago, but I remember when it was released, a guy had gotten it from the St. Mark collection, and he was like, oh my god, I want to sell it. I checked the prices, and it seemed to be selling, so I ended up buying this one very early on in the operation for 4,000 euro. Now, this one is field tested, and as you know, almost always skins that are from an operation tends to drop in value quite a lot. I was thinking maybe this one won't drop as hard. I have a week's trade hold and I bought it for 4,000. I'm thinking maybe I can sell it for like 4,100, 4,200 if I'm lucky. No, that was not the case. This one dropped down, and I had to sell this one for 2,933, meaning that in the end I ended up with a profit of minus 1,066 euro, or 27% almost. That's insane. That's a lot of money lost for no reason, but at least I got to have it early on, which it really wasn't worth it. Next skin is a more regular one. This one is an M9 Autotronic, battle scarred, but with pretty good float. So on this one I lost 22 euro, which is 5.6%. That's not too bad. I mean, but this is just market moving, which is something you'll have to expect if you're gonna be trading CS skins. Next trade is actually two items, starting off with a butterfly knife marble fade, this exact one. It's got a nice blue tip, and you know, it's kind of cool. And the second skin in the trade is actually a Talon Crimson Web field tested. Now, this would have been a great trade, but I ended up pricing 3 items in the guy's inventory, and he ended up only wanting to sell 2, which I guess was a communication error from me and him. I thought he was selling all 3, so I priced all 3. He ended up only sending 2, and I paid him without checking, so that was a mistake on my part. I told him, hey, I priced it wrong, it was my mistake, you can keep the money, and he was very happy and got to keep a knife. So I kind of finessed myself. This isn't a scam. This is just me not double checking because I'm a retard. I ended up buying both of these for 1,750 euro, and I ended up selling the butterfly for just under 1,300 and the Talon for about 260, and I ended up losing 207 euro, which is quite a lot. That's like 14%. But yeah, this was my fault, so I can't blame anyone for that. Next up is also a trade with 2 items, starting off with the AK Hydroponic, of course the 4 drug war veteran stickers, very funny, lol XD weed. And the second item is a flip fade with a very, very nice fade of 99.7%. Now, I don't actually know what I fucked up with this trade. I think it had something to do with this one being 99.7% fade, and therefore I fucked the price up. I don't know how, but I ended up buying both of these for 1.2k and selling them for only 850. So that's a huge loss of 340 euro for these 2 skins. Like, on this flip fade, I lost 32%. Like, what? Yeah, but I can't blame anyone. That was my fault for pricing it too high. I told him as well, I priced it too high. It's okay, you can keep the money. And he was also happy. Next up is an AK Fire Serpent, and I definitely did not place these stickers. I remember this one, Headhunter, was on the gun when I had it, which is quite a while ago, but I'm not sure why I priced this so high. I bought it for 525 euro and ended up selling it for only 333. I think it was all based on the float, and maybe I priced it as a minimal wear or something, I don't know. But I ended up selling this one and losing 193 euro, or almost 37%. This is real PTSD. Next skin is a very low tier one, which many of you guys probably have in like field tested or so, because this is a pretty nice FAMAS. This is factory new 0.009 with very good float. I bought this one for 55 euro and I sold it for only 11.7. I have no idea how I priced this one. I must have been on meth and priced like a 0.00 stat track factory new. I don't know. But this might be one of my biggest losses. I lost almost 80% of the value I bought it for. Thank God it only ended up being 43 euro. Next up, I would like to take a little segment to talk about operation skins. As I started the video with the AK Lotus, you already know that buying operation skins early in an operation can be very dangerous. Well, the next part is all about operation skin losses. First up, we have an op fade 99.2% fade. I bought this one pretty early on in the operation for 1400 euro flat, and I ended up selling it for 1100, meaning I lost 300 euro or 21%, which is, yeah, that's quite a lot. And I think it was because I bought this one just before everyone started realizing that op fade is a shit skin. The one after this one, also an op fade. This one, however, is 92% fade, and I bought it for 770 euro and sold it for 670 euro. Basically, almost exactly 100 euro loss, or 13%. That's very bad. I would have thought at this point I would have learned that I shouldn't buy as many operation skins. Well, I didn't, because I bought an op silk tiger and ended up losing 95 euro or 40%. No idea why I paid so much, and kinda sad that it dropped that much in value. So at this point, surely I would have learned not to keep buying these operation skins. Well, I kinda did, and I kinda didn't. I started instead buying the new souvenir skins. This, if I remember correctly, was one of the first souvenir Desert Hydra minimal wear that were dropped. I bought it off the guy for 1,945 euro and sold it for 1,567. That's a loss of 377 euro. Oof, god damn. And still to this day, these are hovering around that same price. Next item, I doubled up on being a retard. I bought this one. Wait, this looks very familiar. Yes, it's also a souvenir op Desert Hydra, but this one is factory new. I thought this one is decent, you know, Navi on scope, PGL over here, not that it matters, these are interchangeable, but Mirage in the big position. This one you can't change. So I thought, hey, that's kind of cool, maybe it will sell for a little more. I bought this one for a whopping 5,500 euro, and I ended up selling it for basically 5,000 flat. So I lost more or less 500 euro or 10%, which, you know, I could have bought McDonald's for like many months with that. I'm very glad I sold it when I did though, because this one now is listed for 3,088. So I'm glad I sold it when I did. Otherwise, I would have just lost way more money. And final idiot operation skin, which also is a souvenir, is the souvenir M4A1S Welcome to the Jungle. This is from the Ancient Collection, and this souvenir M4 is well worn. The loss isn't as big, but I just wanted to showcase this one as well, because it's just stupid. Like, these souvenir skins and the operation skins are just death traps. I bought this one for 740 and sold it for 640. I lost 100 euro or 13.5%. And all of these souvenir and the operation losses is simply because they were recently added to the game when I bought them, and when something new and especially something that's going to be dropping more is released, the price goes down. After this, we're returning to some normal skins, this case being the Sport Gloves Superconductor Minimal Wear. I bought these for 1700 and sold them for a little under 1400, meaning I lost 310 euro or 18%. That much percent loss on a expensive skin like this is just horrendous. Next up, another pair of gloves, this time a little cheaper at 380 euro, which I bought these for, and that was quite expensive because they are very good float, 0.19. But I think I had too much hope in the float because I sold this one for 277, meaning 100 euro loss or 27%. Next up, yet another operation item I forgot, the AK Gold Arabesque Field Tested. I bought this one when it was... Oh shit, that's a really cool float, 2000. I bought this one when it was new for 1,163 euro and sold it for 958, meaning over 200 euro lost or 17.6%. That is... Oh, I'm getting actually goosebumps now, all the fucking money down the drain. Next up, another pair of gloves, Specialist Gloves Crimson Kimono Minimal Wear with a very nice float. Now, like with the operation items or the souvenir items, skins that have a very good or very specific float tend to sell for wildly different prices. This one I bought for 2,045, which I thought at the time was a really good price, but I ended up selling them for only 1,735, meaning I lost 310 euro on these shit gloves. Next up, a gigantic item. Sport Gloves Vice Minimal Wear, also 0.08 float, which is really good. If I remember correctly, the right knuckle was also very good, so I was hoping for a lot of overpay. I bought these from a Brazilian guy, I think, for 5,344 euro. Oh my god! And I sold them for only 4,600, meaning I lost 730 euro. Another absolute cesspool of despair is stickered items. Some stickered items are really good, and some stickered items are not really good. I bought this StatTrak Fire Serpent Field Tested with a crown on the wood for 1,700 euro, which at the time was what they were listed for, and I was thinking, yeah, you know, it's probably gonna sell, because generally Fire Serpent with crown on wood is a pretty liquid item. However, I sold this one for 1,273 euro, meaning I lost 426 euro on this piece of shit. That's 25% of 1,700 euro. Oh my fucking god. Maybe this is why I gave my dad a Fire Serpent with a crown on wood in my other video. Next up is a super expensive item. We're talking Butterfly Sapphire. This is factory new 0.01 float, so it's good float. I bought this one for 9,550 euro, but it only sold for 8,745. I'm pretty sure I bought this one during the price decline of Butterfly Sapphire. I think it was last year in the summer. I bought this one for 9,550 and sold it for 8,745. So I lost 808 euro. Oh my fucking god. Which is kind of sad because now they're selling for just about 12,000 euros. So I should have just held on to it. What the fuck? And to finish off the video, I'm going to show you two dragon lures I lost money on. Usually, dragon lures are notoriously either stable or going up. It very rarely goes down. Well, recently it kinda has. The first op that I have is this one, pretty simple crown on scope. Nowadays, this wouldn't actually add too much, but at the time of me buying this, I thought there was some decent overpay required. I bought this one for 3,660 and I ended up having to hold it for quite some time because it just wasn't selling for any overpay, and I ended up selling it for 3,540. 122 euro loss, which is only 3%, but still, on an item like this, it's kinda rare that you would sell these for a loss. And the final item is a very special item. We're talking another op dragon lore M4, this time with 2 Howling Dawn stickers. If you don't know, these stickers are the same as the M4 Howl. They're also contraband, meaning that they are never obtainable again, and they are very rare. I was thinking, yeah, sure, this is gonna be overpay. So I paid 4,135 euro, and I ended up selling it for 4,000 flat. Now, I think eventually it's probably gonna fetch a higher price, but at the time I had it for like a year, and I was just thinking, fuck this skin. There is no way I'm gonna have it for any longer, because I had been trying to sell it for profit, but I ended up selling it for 4,000 flat. So 135 euro loss, or again, only 3%. I think if I held on to it longer, I would have probably profited, but at that point, I was just thinking, I'll just get it sold and then buy some other skins. So, thank you guys for watching. A lot of you had asked me about which skins I had lost the most money on, and some people even ask, hey, Anomaly, have you ever lost money on skins? Like, yeah, of course. You fucking buy a lot of skins, you sell a lot of skins, of course you're gonna lose on quite a few of them. It's like owning a pawn shop. You buy some items, you sell some items, and some items you just don't know how to price, so you throw out an offer, and it ends up being way too high. Well, I hope you guys had a lot of fun laughing at my despair. I'll be seeing you guys next time, unless the IRS knock on my door and want to get all these lost money back. Yaha, yeet! But before we get into that, I would like to thank today's sponsor, which is Scope G... Detailed strats and a premium subscriptions with... Next up, yet a nail... Next up...